Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you all here. Okay, so welcome to the first episode on Friday Talk today. So we're diving straight into relationship talk, and I have two amazing people here with me that I will be calling on onto the show. So they'll be treating some questions with us on relationship. So I've been privileged to meet them once, but I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed to have them on my show, to meet them personally, to even have them here. It's a really great deal for me. Okay, so those two amazing people are Papa and Mama. Papa known as Apostle Samadosi and Mama known as Mrs. Omoshike. Join me and we'll be right
You turn over the hourglass, the sand is falling down, oh it's too fast for you, oh you. Don't waste your love, just let it last, cause once.
Hi guys, so welcome back. So we have our guest here already and I've introduced them. Let's just dive into the questions. So you already know the question of the day. What time do you know? When do you know it's time for you to be in a relationship? So before we dive straight into that question, I want you to know what a relationship is, types of relationship that we have. So Ma, you'll be telling us what a relationship is, types of relationship that we have. And Sir, you'll be telling us, you'll be treating the real question of today with us, which is, when do you know it's time for you to be in a relationship? So we're starting with you.
Okay, so I'd say a relationship is a relationship can be said to be what is a relationship? Okay, a relationship can be said to be a form of, it's beyond interaction, but a form of interaction between two or more people. But in this situation, it has to do with two people. So this interaction has to be something that will have Okay, I'm just trying to restructure my words. So, relationship can be said to be interactions between two people with the goal of advancement, with the goal of getting advanced or getting improved in time. So, the types of relationships, people say platonic, people say friends with benefits, blah blah blah. But what we know as Christians is usually courtship. Courtship, yes, courtship. And I'll say courtship is when you have heard from God. It's moving with somebody who you've gotten attestation from God to move with the goal of achieving the will of God.
So thank you very much, Ma'am, for that. So sir, to the question of today, when do you know it's time for you to be in a relationship?
Okay. Well, the knowing is not in any way a matter of certain natural circumstances. Sometimes some people say age, sometimes some people say educational background, sometimes some people say maybe feeling and all of that. Basically, as a Christian, you know that you're supposed to be in a relationship where you are ready for purpose. Now, God created man, gave him a purpose, then introduced him to the woman. It was not otherwise. It was not like God introduced the man to the woman, then now give the purpose. The man had something he was doing that the woman was supposed to be an helpmate for. And so when there is nothing to help, when there is nothing to hard in the life of a man, the man is not ready for a relationship. Of course, the woman too is not ready for it. So that is why it is called helpmate. There must definitely be something you are helping yourself on with your own helpers, and that should be your purpose. So when you understand your purpose, and then God begins to reveal to you the kind of person, because one of the things that shapes our relationship is our purpose. Yes, it shapes the kind of person we can work with. It's irrespective of the angel that appeared to you or the being you saw. If you guys are 2 ways apart, it will not work. And so you must understand that anyone God will bring to you must add to the work in your hand. He must add to it. So it is God's, when God brings that way, decide in yourself to know.
Okay, so in short, like when you've known that you are ready for it, you have a purpose,
Yes.
and that purpose, like you said, help means like that purpose is like trying to, like two people coming together that has a purpose and like a goal. You people have like the same vision, a mission that keeps you together, that keeps you moving in the relationship. So it's when you have a purpose of your own and the person has the purpose of his own, and you have a vision, a mission that like something in common that keeps you guys together. That is when you are ready for a relationship. Okay, sir. Also, I want to ask a question, and I just want to like give a brief talk on teenage relationship, because I feel like there are youth out there that have been misguided, that have been misled. They feel like when they get to a certain age, like 13, 18, like they should have a boyfriend and all. And me personally, I don't believe in secondary school relationship or teenage relationship, because I feel like at that point in time you are not yet, you don't have any experience, you are not really informed, you are just still coming up, still under your parents. You don't really know anything about the relationship. So going into something you don't know about, and they just feel like they are doing something that is good, they feel like they are doing something that is right. And most times when you meet those kind of people, like when you meet those teenagers and you like want to discuss some things with them, things that will be coming out from their mouth or things they would have done, and you expect that at this certain age this kind of person is doing this thing. So I want you to address that issue, like to change the mindset of people, the wrong mindset they have towards teenage relationship.
Okay, like I said the first thing for any man to work on is purpose, and then it is your purpose that shapes your maturity kind of life. It is what matures is your purpose. And so a man is not ready for marriage when he's not matured. You just die before your time. A man is not ready, so you must be matured psychologically, mentally, spiritually. Yes, a baby is not supposed to be in a relationship. Yeah, it is God introduced a man to the woman, not a boy to the girl. So in a way, that phrase talks about someone ready for purpose, someone ready to move in line with the will of God. So it is not just someone that is still trying to find his hands around things. No. You must be matured spiritually, you must be matured psychologically. You should not, and that's why I said it's not about age, of course. Even though age is supposed to be an advantage in maturity, because we gain wisdom via time, we gain experience via time. And albeit there are people that very early in their lives, because of the parent they grew up with, they were able to get some understanding. You see some 18, 17 years old person talk, and then you're like, how did you get all of this? So there are certain people that they are really growing. And so yes, so it is just necessary. That is very good. For me, I don't believe a boy in secondary school or 13, 14 is ready for what? Yes, because because you don't know what it is until you move into it. It takes commitment, discipline, so many things. It is not just about you, it takes a whole lot about you. So if you are not ready for it, don't move into it.
Okay, so ma'am, please, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I have something to add. So, just like my husband has said, you will have to be matured psychologically, mentally, spiritually, because at a point in time it was recorded that Jesus grew in those aspects. Jesus grew in those aspects, and I think the reason why we have teenage relationships is because of, number one, ignorance of their identity. Number two, peer pressure, which still boils down to the ignorance of their identity. When you know who you are, you know what to do at every point in time. When you know who you are, you know what to do at every point in time. When you know that, okay, God has called me to be this, to do this at this point in time. When somebody who does not even have the Spirit of God comes to meet you, that okay, I saw you in a vision and everything. You go back to what you have gotten over your life. God, what is happening? And then God can just tell you, take your mind off it. He's not even serious. Even as he approaches you, God, the Holy Spirit would have told you he's not a serious person. So it all boils down to what you know about yourself. What you know about yourself.
So, ma, after you have a purpose, what's next? And like maybe you've received from God that okay, this is the right person for me, and the person I also received. Not that you are the only one I received. Like the two of you already know, like you have a knowledge that okay, it's the two of you that God has called to be together. What is the next step for the two of you? What is the next step after having purpose?
Okay, having found your purpose, and then the both of you already know that okay, God has something He wants us to do together. Then the next thing is for the two of you to know the purpose you have, the purpose each of you has, and I think that would better help the partner to know how to come in, where to come in, and when to come in. So it is that period we call courtship, and it's a time of knowing, it's a time of building, it's a time of removing some things that are not supposed to be in the course of the journey, building some things that will be needed in the course of the journey, and then knowing some things that will help you in the course of the journey. So it's not fine, romantic things too, they help at a point in time, but it's not what will see you through. It's not what will see you through. It's not what will see you through. And after knowing your purpose and everything, you must also build up the habit of having God. Not instead of having God, but you must also build the habit of going back to the promises you've gotten from God. Fine, you can take yourselves out, say I love you countless times, send epistles, there's always sending epistles, send epistles and everything, but the purpose and the reason for the union is what should be at the back of your mind.
Okay, so sir, please just quickly address this issue. Okay, there's this question that is going on. Like most people make the mistake of when you find out okay, this is the person for you and you're not this, or in the course of praying to receive what God is trying to tell you that okay, this is the person I want for you, this is the person I want for him, and all. After you found out, most people fail to check their genotype to know if they match. You can have two different people or two different people that are like minds with you, like you share the same goal, you know you have to pray and to know who God is saying about these three people. So me, I feel like you should like, I don't know your genotype and those people's genotype to know if things can work out. Because most people, they're having problems, they're having issues in their families now based on this issue of genotype. Having children with the SS, they'll be in pains and more. There's a news going on that a woman almost like killed herself or something because her child was in so much pain and because her husband did not tell her his genotype before they got married. So that became a real issue. The two children they give birth to are hesters and they are like almost in pains. And she finds herself always crying and she's already tired of the relationship. She's tired of the marriage. So that kind of thing can break the marriage or can lead to, I don't know, because she's already having mental stress, she's already having mental health. It can lead to the loss of a child that can break the family completely. So this issue of genotype, what do you like have to say about it?
Okay, let me just move backwards a little bit. The key thing for any man in life, before thinking of any other relationship, is to have a cordial relationship with God. Yes, this is what will build you to. You can't relate with men when you don't know God, because the way we are able to express ourselves to humanity is by understanding divinity. If you don't love God, you can't love men. It can't work, and so it is not something you should fake. And so the way to, before thinking of any relationship, ensure that your relationship with God, as I tell any sister, that man you say loves you, the first thing you should seek does he have a walk with God? And so I haven't known all of that, and then you receive something and okay, you check your genotype and it happens to be maybe both of you is AS. Okay. Well, I would rather advise that the partners go back to pray. But now, when they go back to pray, it should not just be amidst them. They should tell people that are like coverings over them, okay, this is what is happening. Did we see her right? Because before you move into any relationship, I expect that there are certain people that should know and then should approve it. This is it. If any go ahead will happen, I believe God will change the genotype before you marry. Get prepared. So, but if it is not working like that, I would advise you really pray well. And then, if you see that there will be, because the truth is, you don't have just one wife. Like some people teach that, it's just one person that God has ordained you. There are so many people that can fit into God. That's why God can tell a brother, this is the sister. And if the sister is not saying it, God can show another person. God can reveal another person. So God does not force people into his will. So even if it is looking like, okay, everybody is saying this, you might want to check circumstances that are revolving around it. God, should we still go ahead? Should we not go ahead? Logically, the best thing I would have advised is don't go ahead with it, except in a very, very rare, because my own dad was yes, my mom was yes, and they wouldn't have given back to a man of God like this, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I'll be except, that's what I'm saying, except logically, naturally, I would have just said, don't go into it if you don't want stress. Except there is something backing up the union that is above the natural. And you are sure of it, it's something you can undo, that you know that God said this. We can lay hold of it and it will not fail. You don't have doubt, then go ahead. Then you will know that you are riding on the wings of the Spirit in this relationship. So, except that, please, you don't need that kind of stress. There are so many wonderful people that you can as well meet that will help your purpose.
So that means it's not as if it's just one person that. So it's not one person, like there are other people that can fit into the position of the person that is like a partner that God wants you to be with. Okay, sir. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so sir, to end this talk, I want you to address the issue of like this is very funny because there are people out there that just date like people. You get into a relationship because of money, because they are handsome, because they are beautiful. They just look at the physical. They look at the physical appearance. They are not thinking of what is going to happen in the next 2 years. They are not thinking of what will happen if they are in that relationship. Most people that date people because of money, they don't even know if when they enter into that relationship, that money will still be there. And those people that date people because they are handsome, because she's beautiful, they don't even know if the person will look beautiful, appear beautiful to them once they are in that marriage. So I feel people out there that are always like, I want to date this guy because he's handsome, I can't date guys because he's not cute and everything. So Ma, please, I want you to address that issue. Like, I don't understand.
Okay, so everything still boils down to knowing yourself. When you know yourself, you know what you want. And most times, what I've noticed that people tend to do in terms of making their choices is based on what they want now. It's based on what they want now and know what they want in the future. So it is someone who is short-sighted that would look out for the physical features. But a believer or someone who knows his or her identity would look out for the backings of God in the backings of God. We'll look out for the backings of God when he or she wants to proceed with the other person. Because at the end of the day, what if the person starts to get wrinkles? What if the person's financial whatever starts getting low? What if the person even gets a limb amputated? What keeps you going? What keeps you going? So it's not just about now, but it's about the future. So when people begin to place their focus on the future in God, because of course some people would have looked at the future too when they want to marry someone who is rich, but they feel okay, that one is a future investment, or is it future investment? Yeah. So it is about knowing what you want. It's about knowing the future and then following God's instructions. Sometimes what God wants for you might not be okay with you at first, but following his instructions at the end of the day will be worth the obedience. Following his instructions at the end of the day will be worth the obedience. It's just like someone who was set to marry a sickly lady. I think maybe she was having some kind like tuberculosis, and she was very, very lean. She was always wearing dresses and like dresses upon dresses, and the guy was instructed by God to marry her, and I think she even had some other issues too. That logically speaking, natural, even medically speaking, you won't even wish you anyway to like marry that kind of person. But God instructed him to. Even on the wedding day, like you would see that this man is not so happy. Like he's not so happy too. But at the end of the day, you know, like she got pregnant, she gave birth. After that time, she started getting fresh and all like that. Things started booming and all like that. So when we follow the instructions of God, what you get, the result you get in the future tends to override the issues you saw in the past. But that will be made possible when you take the step of obedience to follow the instructions of God.
Okay, to round this up, ma, what advice would you like to give to couples out there or people that have made this mistake of getting into the wrong relationship, or people that are starting to get into a relationship?
So, like what one of our fathers in the Lord used to say, would say, if you're still courting, it's good. But if you're already married, you just pray to God to help you with God. So, first aid kids and all like that. If somebody has gotten it wrong in the place of marriage, the person is married already. You can just ask God to just take control to help you through it. But if one is still courting, then you need to retrace your steps, know what God is saying, and you need to have an open mind to receive what God is saying, irrespective of what it might do to you, whether you like it or not. So you need to have an open mind to know what God is saying, and you need to allow the will of God to happen. You need to allow the will of God to happen. Don't force it. Don't force it. You need to allow the will of God to happen. So then, for those who are about to go into it, it still boils down to knowing the will of God. Know the will of God. Know yourself. And when you are into it, even before you are into it, know the person you really want to start the journey with. When you are into it, continually know the person, because you can't know the person, can't know all of the person. Even when you are like 100 years into the marriage, you can't know the person completely. It's just the Holy Spirit that reveals projects things about the person to you, and that is in the place of inquiry. If you don't inquire, you cannot see, you cannot know. So that's just
So, sir, your advice.
All right. Any marriage that won't work have the signs that you overlooked. Any marriage that won't work had its signs that you overlooked. And so in courtship, don't overlook things. Check them very, very well before you move ahead. Because it's your decision. Check them. Don't move into a journey you will regret. So everyone that is not enjoying their home now, there were signs during their courtship that they just overlooked. So whenever you are in a relationship with someone, don't overlook things. It's either you address it, and if it is looking like you can't address it, it is better you leave. In courtship, it's already blowing you little by little. You are saying love. You see, emotions don't last. Do you understand me? I was teaching my member. I said, I've never seen someone that the first time you saw that person, you were like, that person is very beautiful. Subsequent time you started seeing that person, and you're like, I can hype and you really fine right now. Yes, it happens. It happens. And so emotions they fade with time. That's why as a believer you must go into a relationship beyond what you can see. It is very, very important. Know God, it will help you to discern men. Know God, it will help you to discern men. So it will show you that okay, this person, the best advice is that don't enter a wrong marriage. That is the best advice, because if you enter, there's no way you will live long. There's no way. It is the easiest way to shut down your life. You will be stressed in all sides. Do you know what it means to live with someone every day that is always giving you hate? In a way, I won't do a teaching on divorce today because I have certain teachings on divorce that but there might not be time for us to do all of that. So you check that. But please don't enter a wrong marriage. Albeit if you are in one, there are things you can do that is actually still the will of God. But don't enter a wrong marriage.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the show now. So, guys, you've heard everything Papa and Mama have said, and like they've given the best advice. Don't go into a wrong marriage, don't go into a wrong relationship. Have a purpose for your life and know God. Have the habit of learning from God and have a place of prayer. Have a place of prayer. In a place of prayer, you hear God. So have a place of prayer. So if you have any questions, drop it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. See you.